What's the most unexpectedly life-changing thing you've ever found in the trash? It started with a bookshelf, not a nice one. In fact, it was sitting half broken on the curb outside my apartment building, next to a few black garbage bags and a very suspicious lamp. But something about it caught my eye. Maybe it was the carved edges, or maybe I just felt bad for it, like it had once been loved. I figured, why not? I needed storage, and free is free. So I dragged it upstairs, dusted it off, and started tightening the screws. That's when I noticed something wedged under the back panel, thin, like an envelope. At first, I thought it was just old junk mail, but when I pulled it out, I realized it was a letter, yellowed with age, addressed in beautiful looping handwriting to someone named E. I'm not usually nosy, but curiosity won. The letter was dated 1974. It wasn't romantic, it was heartbreaking. It talked about a falling out between two best friends, one moving away, and a promise to find each other again someday. The last line read, "If you ever find this, it means I kept my promise." That's it. No signature, no return address, just the letter. Something about it stuck with me. Who were these people? Did they ever reunite? I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I posted a photo of the letter in a local Facebook group, asking if anyone recognized the names. Within an hour, I had dozens of comments. People tagging friends, sharing the post. Someone said the handwriting looked like their aunt's. Another recognized the street mentioned in the letter. By the next morning, I had a message from a woman named Carol. She said the E in the letter was her late mother, Elaine, and the writer was her mother's childhood best friend, Maggie. Carol told me Elaine and Maggie had grown up in the same neighborhood, inseparable until Maggie's family moved across the country. They lost touch in the 70s, before social media made finding people easy. Carol had never heard about the letter, but she'd always known her mom carried a sadness about the friend she couldn't find. Here's the wild part. Maggie was still alive. Carol asked if she could arrange a meeting. A week later, I found myself sitting in a cozy little cafe, watching two women in their 70s hug like teenagers. Maggie told us she'd hidden the letter in the bookshelf when she gave it to Elaine as a going-away gift, just in case they ever crossed paths again. Apparently, the bookshelf had stayed in Elaine's family for decades, moving from home to home, until it eventually ended up in storage and was accidentally donated. They spent hours catching up, laughing and crying. At one point, Maggie looked at me and said, "You know, if you hadn't dragged that old thing home, this never would have happened." The next day, Carol sent me a photo. Elaine and Maggie sitting on the repaired bookshelf, holding mugs of tea, with the letter framed on the wall behind them. I still use that bookshelf. Every time I walk past it, I think about how something discarded and forgotten ended up mending a 50-year-old friendship. And now, whenever I see something abandoned on the curb, I always wonder what stories might still be hiding inside.